All right, folks. So I think we can all agree things are really expensive these days. Rent prices, house prices, car insurance, food, diapers. I guess if you have children. I don't have children, but are diapers expensive? Who cares? Well, I mean, you care if you have a child. That's so ignorant. I don't like saying who cares. Some people care. Should I redo this? That was not a good intro. Okay, let's just keep going. Okay, so phones are getting expensive, right? God, look how shiny that is. And I thought to myself, you know what, Tony? Stop buying expensive phones. Now you're probably wondering, you were thinking of a different word that you wanted to use, didn't you, Tony? There was, but I can't say it. What word do you think I can't say? Well, I got this Samsung A70, right? It's pretty cool looking, I guess, in a way. And this is a phone that's, again, it's a word I'm trying not to say. It's somewhere where it's not too expensive, but not super cheap either, somewhere in the middle. The best thing about owning this Samsung A70 is, how can I put this? The best feature of this phone is, I don't want to say the word. Okay, when you buy really expensive phones, people ask you what type of phone you have, you have to tell them you have a flagship phone. Flagship. That's the word I couldn't say. Flagship. Hey man, I have a flagship phone. Am I weird? Why do words bother me so much? Like, I just think that the word is so nerdy. Like, if you came up to me and said, hey, Tony, I got the latest flagship phone, I'd punch you right in the face. And I probably think, well, Tony, you're not going to do much damage. You don't even look like you work out. You're a pretty slender guy. You probably can't even punch somebody in the face. Probably. I've never punched somebody in the face because that's aggressive. But I would think inside my head, I would think, you probably deserve a punch right in the face. You just called your phone a flagship. Okay, so this review's gone on for 3 minutes, and I've talked about flagship, and that's it. Do you notice why I only have 100 subscribers? I want to eventually start doing those videos where I just do the proper 10-second intro, and then I have my music and my stuff that pops up. But I'm still working on my intro. Okay, so I basically said the main perk of buying this A70 is that you don't have to say you have a flagship phone, because the word flagship sounds really nerdy. That's it. That's the best feature of this phone. But it's nice for other reasons too. Okay, so what else is nice about the phone, Tony? I get it. You don't like the word flagship because it sounds nerdy. But don't say you have a mid-range phone either, because that's just even worse. No, it's not worse than flagship, but it's just not nice either. Just say you have a phone that's all right. People ask what kind of phone you have. I have an all right phone. It's an A70. Things that are all right about the phone. It's gigantic, so if you want to watch movies and YouTube videos, there's a lot of screen. But a lot of the times when phones are huge, they're really heavy. This phone, for like the size of it, is actually pretty light. Not only is it light, but it stays in your hand really well. This is one of the few phones you actually don't need a case for because it's not slippery at all. Like, you know when people do reviews on phones and they describe it because they say, well, the back is this, so it's slippery. But most of the times they're not even making any sense. I've seen a few reviews of this and they're like, well, it's plastic, so it's probably slippery. That makes no sense. Do you know how you can tell if a phone is slippery or not? Watch. It's really simple. You take any phone, right? You put it in your hand and just do this. You see how I'm holding it? I'm not squeezing it. I'm just holding it. Usually it'll just slide right off your hand. This back area is like super sticky, so it doesn't slide off. Like, so if I put this in a case, like I have this silicone type case, it's super slippery. It'll just slide right off. I find that usually the cases that are the grippiest are the clear plastic ones, you know? But the silicone ones are usually pretty slippery. Now you're wondering, Tony, why don't you have a case on this phone? Okay, this phone is huge, right? And the weight is pretty good for the size. But once you put a case on this, it just looks ridiculous. First of all, it gets too heavy. And then second of all, it just gets too chunky. So yeah, you got to kind of go caseless with this. Now, do you want to keep your mid-range phone without a case? You know, just don't drop it, I guess. You know, just hold on to it nice and good. Like I said, it's not slippery. And the only way you'll drop this most likely is if you set it down somewhere and you accidentally knock it off, because that could happen to any phone. Or you have like, what is it called when you can't catch? Butterfingers? What's that called? When you can't catch something, you have like, you know, when somebody's like, hey, take this, and they throw it to you and you're just like, ah, like that. Like if you have butterfingers, is that the term? Butterfingers is not a good term either, but yeah, when you kind of just drop stuff. So if you have butterfingers, I guess use a case. I really don't like the word butterfingers. That's even worse than flagship. Maybe I'll edit the butterfingers part out. It's disgusting. So what else is good about the phone? Huge, nice screen, bright, good for movies and YouTube. By the way, if this video is not professional and it pisses you off, go buy a flagship phone. And tell your friends you have a flagship phone. I want that to be your entire life, where you're just constantly telling people you have a flagship phone. I hope that's the rest of your life. So, what else is good about this phone? The battery. God damn, the battery is insane. For all of you tech guys out there, this battery is 4,500 milliamps. For everyone, what does that mean? Well, that means it's really a huge battery. This phone, unless you're a psychopath, it'll last you the entire day very easily. Unless you're psychotic. What I mean by psychotic is if you're literally like this and gaming like nonstop all day long, then maybe it'll die out. But if you're a normal human being with normal usage, this phone will definitely get you by. You know, you'll wake up in the morning, you'll use the phone like a normal human, and by the end of the night, you'll be fine. Unless you're doing like, I don't know, 4K video editing on the phone. I don't even know if people do that on phones, but doesn't matter. My point is, don't be psychotic and game for like 8 hours on your phone, and you'll be fine. So, great screen, great battery. It charges really fast. It has a headphone port for people who are into headphone ports. I don't find the headphone port thing a big deal unless you go on a long trip and your car has, and you use the headphone port for music. Because the problem is, if you use the USB-C with the headphone adapter, then you can't charge it at the same time. So if you go on a long trip, you can't really charge your phone at the same time, unless you use Bluetooth. What else? What else do I really like about this phone? The battery's amazing. The screen is really nice. I like that it's light for its size and it's grippy, so you don't have to use a case. The fingerprint sensor, I always say the fingerprint sensor is what people have complained about the most on this phone, because everything you hear about this phone is usually good, other than the fingerprint sensor. Now, I think the fingerprint sensor is fine as long as you have good aim. It's kind of like peeing, I guess. If you have good aim, it's fine. But if you're pissing all over the place, it's just not going to work out. And that's what it is. So just don't piss all over the place here. You got to have good aim. If you put your finger right on a sensor and you hold it there for like, I don't know, a second and a half, it'll work. But if you don't have good aim and if you're a little off where the fingerprint sensor is, it usually doesn't work. So I think that most of the time when people complain about the fingerprint sensor not being good, it's probably because they have bad aim. Now, I know there's going to be a few people out there who say, Tony, my aim is amazing and it still sucks. Maybe. But, first of all, some people put a glass screen protector on it, and that's really going to mess up the fingerprint sensor. And secondly, maybe you're dipping your hands in stuff that messes up your fingerprint. Or maybe, I don't know what you're doing with your hands, but I don't know if that's a good reason, but maybe you're like a woodworker with sandpaper, or maybe you just wash dishes. It does affect it. Like if you do different things with your fingers, let me see, washing dishes, working with sandpaper, maybe if you're a construction worker, or maybe you're like what are those people called that make the giant buckets, or clay workers? What's that called? Where that machine spins and they're working with clay? Yeah, if you're doing that all day, that probably messes up your fingerprints. My point is, it's not a very good fingerprint sensor, but it's fine. You just have good aim and it'll work. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've been saying this whole time. Now, what else? Oh, the camera. Okay, here's the thing about the camera. I would say the two main complaints about this phone is the fingerprint sensor and the camera. The main complaint about the camera is not that it's bad, it's that it's just very average. They're like, I don't know, it's all right. I would say this, if you're a bit tech savvy, or maybe you don't even have to be tech savvy, try downloading the GCAM app and installing it on your phone. The GCAM app is basically like the Google Pixel camera app, and you can install it on this phone. The GCAM app, you can pretty much install it on a lot of different phones. I installed it on this, and let me tell you, it's awesome. I have the Pixel 2. I bought that one, I think when it first came out, or I don't know when I bought that, don't remember. But I compared it with the GCAM app on this phone, and it's very similar. I think I have to sneeze. Oh my God, I don't want to edit that out. I gotta focus on not sneezing. Okay, I think I can hold it in. Okay, so yeah, I compared it and they look so similar that I can't really tell the difference. So what am I getting at? If I have a Pixel 2 and I install GCAMs on here and I can't tell the difference, what am I getting at? I'm saying you basically have the best camera on a phone. Is it still the best camera on a phone? The Pixel? I know the iPhone 11 just came out. People are freaking out over it. So, okay, I don't know if it's the best, but it's one of the best, right? My point is, this is I don't want to say mid-range. It's a middle of the road phone. It's an average cost of a phone. No, it's a phone. It's an all right phone. So basically what I'm saying, you can buy an all right phone and have a really amazing camera on it just by installing G apps. Now, if you're wondering, Tony, can you help me out with the G apps? Just Google goddamn thing. You know, just Google G apps, and within 5 minutes you'll figure out how to install it. And yeah, the camera is amazing with that app. I can't tell the difference between that and my Pixel phone, but maybe you can. Maybe you're more of a camera guy than me. So yeah, so basically you can get an all right phone for an all right price that has amazing battery, amazing screen, amazing camera with the G app, headphone port, charges really fast. What else could you possibly want with an all right phone? All right priced phone, right? And plus, the best benefit, like I said at the beginning, you don't have to go around telling people you have a flagship phone, because you will get punched in the face. Well, maybe not in today's culture. See, when I went to school and you said something stupid, you would just get punched in the face. Now that's offensive, but I think that's why the youth can go online now and just say whatever they want, because there's no repercussions, you know what I mean? I play this game, Rocket League. I'm not a gamer. I've probably played like 3 video games in my life. I used to play Super Mario Brothers. What else did I play? That was the main game that I played that I really loved when I was a kid. And then the game that I play now a lot is Rocket League. And when you play, people always say, what a save. You know, it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to annoy you. Like if somebody misses a save, they just say, what a save, over and over again. The reason they do that is because no one is there to punch them in the face. Now you're probably thinking, Tony, are you promoting violence? No, I'm just saying when there's no repercussions to what you say. Like, for example, if you could just walk around the city saying, I have a flagship phone, and you don't get punched in the face, you know? Whoa. I don't know if I should keep that in there. Maybe YouTube will think I'm promoting violence. Don't hit anybody in the face. I'm saying metaphorically. That's all I'm saying. Kind of like that person who spams what a save when you're playing Rocket League. You don't really want to punch him in the face, but you do kind of hope they maybe accidentally walk into a wall. That's all I'm saying. So, to conclude, should you buy this all right phone? Yes, you should, because basically you get everything you'd want in a phone, and it's not a flagship phone. And that's basically it. I'm exhausted. Now I'm gonna have to go edit this video, upload it to YouTube, and see my subscriber count go way up. And that's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye.